Alright guys, we have ordered the Arlo Pro 3, and again we are not sponsored here by Arlo by any means. We just had a little incident at the house a while back, which we'll probably cover in a few weeks here. I don't want to mention it yet because we're still ongoing, but anyways, it prompted us to look into a security system here at the house. We had actually already had what's called the Arlo Go, which we have on some of our property up in Blairsville, Georgia, and was really happy with it. And so when we started looking for a system here at the house, we kind of thought of Arlo first. I mean, we did research some other ones, but considering we already had the app and everything for Arlo, already kind of knew how it worked, we decided to go with the Arlo Pro 3. This is a 2K camera. We bought, and what I actually did here is we actually caught it on sale. So I actually bought the 2-camera system and then added a third camera as an add-on, simply because by ordering it in 2 separate pieces it saved me an extra 10 bucks. So we actually ended up saving about 110 bucks off what the normal price of this was by catching it on a sale last week. So it just showed up. So we're going to do some unboxing here, kind of show you what it looks like so you can see firsthand. And then as we start going through the setup, we'll start showing you kind of what it looks like and give you our opinions on it. And hopefully it'll help you make some decisions on, a security system. At least you'll see what this one does firsthand, and maybe it'll help you out in the future. Alright guys, let's dig in here and see what we got. So you got the 2 cameras right here in the top.
They're small.
And then there's like instruction manuals for it.
And here's your base unit.
Yeah, the base unit. One thing about the Arlo Pro 3 is it does have a USB slot, so you can hook up an external hard drive if you want to save footage. It also has iCloud storage, but some people prefer to store it on their own. And then we've got mounts. It's like plug in to charge it for the charger, cords, screws. This one comes with 2 different mounts. It comes with a magnetic mount, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's really strong magnet, and it allows you to bend it around any way you want to. And the neat thing on the back of these right here, these mounts, it actually has it so that if you do decide to keep your power cord run to it all the time, you can actually wrap any excess cord right in here behind it, and then it'll tuck right through here, through the cutout, and go to the camera. And so you don't have any unsightly cords hanging around or anything like that. This one also has the new, it's a magnetic charging cord, and so you have your mount here, and so you don't have to sit there. That was my one complaint about the other Arlo camera we have and some of the older systems. To get the charging cord plugged in sometime was a real pain. And so they've really simplified that, and now you just stick it up there and it literally just sticks to it. So that's nice. That's very nice. It's also convenient because it does come with your standard 1/4 mount that will screw into your camera right here on the back. And so it also has one of those mounts.
Batteries.
And then the 2 batteries. And looks like another charging cable there. Ethernet cable, because the base station does have to hook up to your router with an Ethernet cord.
That's it.
And that's it for that box. And then this box right here should just simply be another camera, and then it should have, the same power cords and all that. So there's our 3rd camera, and then the battery for it, and then just like the same magnetic mount, and then same cords and everything below and it. So that's the unboxing of it. It seems pretty straightforward. I have already kind of looked into it just to see how hard setup is, and it seems to be very straightforward and simple. but we will walk you through it and you'll get to see it firsthand with us.
And this is the Arlo base station. It does have to be hooked into a power source by this cord, and then it has to be hooked in to your router via an Ethernet cable, and that's what this cord is. All you have to do is just plug them in, find your power source. The higher the spot that you can put it, the more signal you're probably going to get on your cameras. Then once you get all of this hooked up, you just go into your Arlo app, either on your phone, your laptop, your tablet, whatever, and then you click on base station and tell it to update once it finds that base station, and it will update with the latest firmware.
Okay, then on your Arlo app, it'll tell you when the firmware is finished updating on your base station. And then after that, what you do is you need to sync up all your cameras. And I'm telling you, Arlo makes this super simple, as long as you don't mess it up like I did. What you do is basically you pop a battery into your camera. This pops right out of the case so you can get to the battery access. There's a little button right there on the bottom and it slides out. Pop your battery in, pop your camera in, and what it'll do is it'll automatically start searching. The mistake I made is I misread the directions and I put the batteries in all the cameras at once. And so it was trying to do all 3 cameras at once, which got a little confusing. But if you do one at a time, it'll walk you through it step by step through the app. I mean, it's really, it'll just go you through there. You'll name the camera, whatever you want to name it, and then it syncs up and you're good. The batteries, we noticed, when coming from the factory, are at about a 50% charge. So there's plenty enough battery to kind of get everything set up, hooked up and everything like that. And then later you can come back and put them on a full charge before you start mounting them. And again, you got the neat little magnetic, and it'll blink blue, let you know it's charging. That light will go out. When it's fully charged, that light will come on steady and stay on when it's fully charged.
So we are choosing to mount our cameras with this magnetic mount. And if you can see on the back here, there's just a little slot right there. And so when we got to looking at it, it's pretty neat. You actually mount it with these. So all we do is, if you need an anchor, they provide an anchor. You put the screw through the little white piece, mount it wherever you want it, and then this piece will slide in and click in place. We decided we wanted to mount our camera here on the corner of our house, and so we just used the actual mount itself to determine where it needed to be placed. Found that there was wood underneath there, so we did not need our anchor, and then we screwed the piece in right there. And then this mount just snaps right in. Voila. And because we chose to use the magnetic mounts, here's our camera, and it just sticks. Couldn't be easier.
Alright guys, I hope that gives you a little bit of overview of the Arlo Pro 3s. You can see the one mounted up above us here. We finally got all 3 cameras mounted. And so now we're just adjusting with, playing with the angles, figuring out what angles we want to get it at. But we've pretty much got coverage all the way around the house now. And we've got to adjust the sensitivity, dial in some things on it. But so far we're pretty happy with them. These cameras right here actually even have a tracking mode. So if it picks up movement, it'll actually zoom in on it and it'll actually track it. So if somebody's walking by or a car goes by or whatever, you can adjust it for all those different things. You can even adjust it so if you don't want cars setting it off, you can turn that feature off, so it has to be people or animals, and it'll even tell you, you can even get so fine-tuned as it can even detect a package. So if a package gets dropped off at your house, it can actually, it's got AI, so it can actually detect that box sitting there, and it'll even send you an alert saying you got a package delivered. So it's a pretty cool little system, and we're enjoying it so far. And if anything changes, I'll always make sure to add comments down below. I know we've only had it for a few days here, but so far we're very pleased with it. Give us your comments. If you have a system like this, if you've got any comments on one, leave them down below so other people can see them too. And check us out next week for another video.
They're so small.
Yeah, they're pretty small.
That's good. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I like that.